Hi, so let's look at the August 4th, 2021 level 10 killer Sudoku on dailykillersudoku.com. And you should be able to get to this position fairly easily. Um, you need to calculate this 19K along here. Only one combination works, and that's the 7165 guy here. Everything else is pretty easy to solve up to this point. Once we get to here, it gets a little bit more tricky. And one of the key elements is actually this combination right here. This 33, if you think about this column, column 7, basically when you calculate this, if it's this 3, this could be a 5 or a 7, and a 2 or a 4. If it's an 8 and this is a 7, then this is actually, if this is a 5, this is a 7. And if this is a 7, I believe this is a 4. I don't remember the exact calculation right now, but you can figure that out. But the issue is that if it's an 8 and a 7, I'm sorry, an 8 and a 5, this is a 7. Yeah, that's it. That's what it was. If this is an 8, this has to be a 5, and this has to be a 7. But the problem becomes, where does the 7 go in column 7? So this can never be an 8, so this is always going to be a 3. But the next issue becomes where to go to from here. And one of the key things is that when you solve this, this cell here will always become a 7. And we're going to have a 1, 7 in this way. And then this can never be a 4. And this is actually going to end up where this is a 4, 8, 9. And then the question becomes, is this a 1, 3, 6 or a 2, 3, 5? This down here can be a 1, 6, 7 or a 2, 5, 7. So the 21 cage can never be 5, 7, 9. This ends up where this is a 1, 3. This is also a 1, 3. So and then this 24 cage up above can never contain a 2 or a 3. Anytime it contains a 2 or a 3 or even a 1, this cage will force everything up here to break. I don't want to get into all of that right now because I just want to make this as a quick summary video, but this will actually end up being where this is a 5, 7, 9. This will be 4, 6, 8. There's also the possibility of the 1, 2, 3 in here, but what we're going to look at is if this cage here is a 1, 4, then these cages have to be a 2 and a 3. So if this is a 1 and a 4, this is a 2, this will end up being a 2, and this will end up being a 3. But then the issue becomes that the 24 cage breaks because there's no way to make the combination necessary. This will have to be 6, 8, which will total 14, and we would need a 3 inside of the 24 cage, but there can't be because it'll end up breaking the 1, 3 combos up here. This actually ends up where this is a 1, 3, and then this is a 2, 4. So you can never have a 3 up here if this is a 6, 8. So it ends up where this has to be a 2, 3, which makes this a 4. This ends up being a 6 and a 5. And from here, this is 1, 6. And then up here we have 1, 5, 7. This ends up being a 5, 7 as well. The 9 doesn't work up here. And here we have this will end up being a 4, 8, 2, 6 combo. One of the other keys up here will be this 2, 4 and this 2, 4 combo. Because of this 1, 7, this can only be 4, 8 or 2, 6, which is actually like a 2, 4 pair. So there's never a 2 along this bottom row of the 2 box 2. So so the 2 will have to be in one of these 2 squares, but because it's here, it has to be here. There's also that somewhat of it like an X-wing type scenario where if this was a 2, then this would have to be a 2. If this is a 2, this would have to be a 2. This ends up being a 3. And then we have a 12 and a 12. So this ends up being 4, 8, 4, 8. This is a 6. Here we have 8 and 9. This is 9 and 1. And here we have a 9. And I believe this ends up being where this is a 6. I have to remember that, but I'm going to look at that in a second. Yeah, so the 6 will be here. This is always a 7. So just going to kind of solve from here. But really the key element was this 2, 3, and whether or not this could be a 2, 3. If this was a 1, 4, then this becomes a 2, 3, and we end up breaking. 4, 7, 8, 4, 5. I'm just trying to remember where I want to go from here real quick. All right, the 3, 1, yeah, makes this a 1, 4, 4, 8, 8, and then this is an 8. Right, 4, 7, 5, 4, 7, 4. So this is 3, 5. This is 2, 6, but it has to be a 2. Right, this has to be the 7. So yeah, I'm kind of just ripping through this, but once again, I think the key element is over here, and everything else is pretty easy to solve. It's just when you get into that last bit of the of this whole combination here, it gets a little bit complex, but I think overall it's pretty smooth solve until you get to here. This is the part that kind of gave me the most trouble, trying to figure out like how to determine if this was a 1, 1, 4 or 2, 3. So hopefully you found this interesting, and if you did, please like this video. Thanks.